Hello, everybody, and welcome back for another episode of Indie Impressions. My name is Nick, and today we're going to be checking out Noserudake 2. As you might remember, we actually did a video on the original Noserudake a long time ago. Well, I don't remember, honestly, how many months ago it was, but it's a very simple game and probably could be reintroduced quite quickly. So essentially what we're going to be doing today is trying to stack a group of obstacles up on a pedestal that we can turn around in circles. The objects are all physics-enabled and start to get a little bit more wild as we get further on in the game. Now, I haven't seen a lot of differences, and I did play this for about maybe 5 minutes or so, just to get acclimated again, and I didn't really notice a lot of differences from the first to the second in this pseudo-series here. I mean, it's 2 games, so I guess not much of a series yet, but still, kind of a fun little puzzle kind of physics game, and it's one that I enjoyed quite a bit, and I figured let's see how weird and wacky some of these obstacles might get. The one thing that I did notice, and this is maybe just me misremembering, but it seems like the objects have slightly more accurate physics modeling now, or they tend to stick to the surfaces in ways that seem a little bit more logical to me. So I'm going to press start here, and we're going to see what we can do. So one nice thing, I guess, and maybe one of the biggest and most helpful things, they actually did put some English in the top left corner. Not that, it's my fault playing a Japanese game, and I'm not complaining or anything, but it's handy that I can actually see that we have a goal of to reach 3 blocks to land on this pedestal, and we have a total of 4 remaining now that I've thrown one of them, and all I need to do is just get these to sit on here without falling back off, and I think I actually only needed to get 3, but I put 4 anyway, I think. I don't know. I forgot what the goal was from the very beginning. All right, so now we've got to put 2, and we have a total of 4 of these more rectangular shapes, and we'll see if we just kind of prop these up against the center point. There aren't really any sound effects to speak of, by the way, so you'll just have to put up with my speaking and mouse clicking on occasion, hopefully not too intrusive. In this one, we have a slightly longer rectangular shape, and we need to get 4 out of 6 for these to count, and they come out sideways. That is one thing that they don't really tell you that might actually be useful, is to know what direction the object is going to be launched at, because honestly, if I place this wrong, like if this came out straight, like as if the long end was pointing forward, that could have been a big problem, and I would have just probably bounced it right off. But on the flip side, there's not really any penalty. If you lose a round, you just restart the round, and you don't have to like go back from the beginning or anything again. So, you could use your first throw to gauge how things are going to happen and try and adjust from there on. But, the premise is super simple. It's hard to find much to be upset about with this particular type of thing. It's just quirky, and it's fun, and it's simple, and it's light, and I do enjoy those from time to time. And I especially like enjoying them for the channel, because I think that a lot of these types of games get very easily passed over, and I guess I've found a little bit of enjoyment in... Oh, I didn't realize that block was going to be that big. Okay, that's fair. I guess maybe something for scale could be useful too, but I don't honestly know how you would show that accurately. Okay, so we gotta kind of prepare for the velocity to flip this cube. Okay, good. Surely had to get just 1 there, so that's okay. We get a couple of tries on it anyway, and we were already successful. So now we want to get these flat planks to somehow stack up against this wall. A little bit of seesaw action wouldn't be the end of the world, and I like that little shadow that sort of bounces around there. Oh, that actually works. I thought that was going to fly over, but it actually did nicely. Well done. I can imagine this could also be very chaotic. Imagine if they did something like a Super Mario Galaxy version of this, where the physics are not necessarily... Oh, that's a little strange. It probably should have fallen off, to be honest, there. So maybe physics are not totally worked out still. But I was just thinking, like, if something like this happened in completely free space, where you could turn the center object over in any direction, and then you had to try and land things on it without it, like, breaking off and falling out of orbit or something. So I guess gravity would have to play a role. I think this is a much more grandiose game than anybody really wants to envision, to be honest, but it just sort of crossed my mind that we could take it to another dimension. So I was thinking, well, we can rotate it around in a circle. Why can't we rotate it along, the y-axis, rotate it vertically as well? But, what would that really help, to be honest? We would just be setting ourselves up for disaster, most likely. So we need to get 2 more now. Okay, this one's going to be a little tricky because I don't think there's quite enough space, and this is sort of the delicate nature of setting up a difficulty curve and how that can manifest for gameplay and for a player in general. Sometimes they can be the bane of your existence, sometimes they're just right, and a lot of the time they tend to err on the side of caution for the sake of the player, and that one actually worked out just fine. So I guess Just counting my chickens before they're hatched. It's not that crazy difficult yet. All right, so now we've got the challenge of a lifetime. We have to get 50 out of 60 of these little cubes landing on this surface. And that sounds like it's going to be pretty easy by default because it looks like we've got a lot of surface area for how many blocks we need to put down. But then again, start to see how much of this is quickly getting used up and how many I still have left to place. And all of a sudden you're going to realize, well, this might actually not be as easy as it sounds on first glance. So let's be a little careful about our placement. This is going to probably fall apart at some point when I'm just trying to get these into the center, but I want to build up a solid perimeter first. That way when I throw them in, they're not likely, or as likely anyway, to bounce right back out. Oh, that was a little strange collision there. They actually intersected quite a bit. And all right, that actually seems like a pretty good perimeter. Now we can go kind of nuts and just haphazardly toss them in here, and I'm hoping with a little bit of luck that they may end up stacking up in such a manner as to sort of insulate themselves in to hold each other together. Uh-oh, we're losing a little bit of the perimeter. That could be a problem. All right, so we need to get 10 more out of a remaining, or 8 more out of a remaining 14. So I think we've got our, well, I was going to say our work cut out for us, but actually quite the opposite. I think we're actually going to be okay. We just need to get the center worked up and maybe a little bit over here. I just don't want to cause a chain reaction that'll lead to an... Oh, I've already solved it. Okay, I thought I still had a couple more to go. Stop looking at the top for a moment. Okay, now we've got some strangely shaped barrels with light bump mapping on them, which I appreciate. Now these guys are going to flip over, and it seems like whatever's inside of them seems to be kind of heavy, seems to hold them down. So we just need to basically get these suckers to land, and yeah, simple as that. All right, what's next? Okay, this is a classic tart problem here, or some kind of little mini cakes. So we've got some very bouncy cakes, and we need to get the majority... Oh, you know what? I'm going to restart because I've already kind of messed up my chances. We have to get 6 out of a remaining 9, and they all want to bounce off of this platform no matter what I do. So this is going to be rather tricky because the space that I've been given here is not very reliable. Okay, once we get a few on the board, though, I think this is going to help out pretty tremendously. So I still need 2 more after that point, huh? Can I launch one on top? This is probably going to push that one off. Maybe right here? This is going to be tricky. The freaking cherry on top is the thing that's going to get me. Yeah, they're all going to bounce right off. Oh! Wow, I actually am very surprised that I pulled that off. Also, in case you were wondering, spinning this platform around in a circle does not actually change the trajectory of things. Like, if I were to do this fast, it's not going to, like, lead to the thing flying away or anything like that. It's not going to work that way at all. Also, it occurs to me, I have my mouse cursor turned off and have had my mouse cursor turned off for this video, so you probably won't be able to see exactly where it is that I've been choosing to launch these objects, but basically you're just setting a center reference point, and the object is sort of coming out from that point. So it's just, I'm moving them up and down a little bit depending on what I need to change. Oh man, these vending machines are very both heavy and bouncy at the same time. It's not exactly what I was expecting from them. Okay, wow. Okay, that really kind of undoes any argument I was making about how good the physics were seeming for a minute there. That's very strange. And this is going to, actually launch it back into position. That's not what I was expecting either. So if I can get one more stacked on here somehow, we should be good to go. What if I launch it, like, right here? Oh, no, it bounced right off. Darn. So this is stage 12. I'm not actually sure how many stages there are in total, but I feel like by stage 12 of the original Noserudake, I was having the feeling that I was reaching the end. With this one, though, not feeling that so much, and I would think, and this is just my estimation, my guess here, if you're going to bother making a sequel to a game like this that's this simple, probably the biggest and most useful contribution you could make is just to add lots and lots more stages, so I would hope that maybe this sequel has a lot to it. What are we launching today? Trash cans? Alright, let's see how trash cans work. We've got to get 5 out of a remaining 8, and they seem to turn over rather easily. Okay, that's good. Keep it up, keep it up. Oh, I like how these are wedging together. I might even be able to get one on the podium or the little pedestal in the center as a last resort. Okay, now since these are top-heavy, we're going to be in a bit of a problem, perhaps. And maybe I can... Oh, I already solved it, and I got an extra one for good measure. So yeah, bonus points for me. Oh, look at this. We got to get a little boat. Get a couple of boats on this cylinder. That's... Okay. Oh, that's not right at all. I had nailed that, and it just fell right through. What a bunch of garbage. Okay. Don't fall through. One more boat. You bounce a boat. No. Oh, no. All right, that's not going to work. How about we just do two in the same direction? Oh, geez. Come on, man. Well, that's going to be a problem for sure. You can't... All right. I think we're good. A little surprised that we would have something like that actually happen. We've got some sort of a vase. Oh. No? All right, they're awfully bouncy. We'll just have to get them stacked up against the side. I have no idea why I find these games so addictive. I mean, it's just such an absurd and silly but simple idea, and it's easy to play. There's not a whole lot to figure out about it. If anything, well, just learning how the physics work in this little sub-dimension that it's created, that's kind of a challenge, I guess. But aside from that, well, you can pretty much imagine how this all goes very, very quickly. And it's just about seeing what each next challenge, I think, is. That's probably the most entertaining element of this for me. Oh, no! I thought I had it. I want to see what the most crazy thing they want me to balance on this platform is, and how small of a space they expect me to do it in. There we go. So I've got two more remaining. If I can just balance them up against this wall. Okay. And that should do it. I'm a little surprised I could pull that off. I was expecting maybe I'd have to balance something up on the top. And now we're just balancing trash. Well, the trash at least has some nice bump mapping on it. That's good. It's also very strangely weighted. Well, I guess the same could be said of actual garbage bags. I mean... Who knows what's in it and where in the bag, so, I mean, things could always get topsy-turvy. And this actually might not be as hard as I was imagining it to be at first. Yeah, we pulled it off. So how many levels are we dealing with here? It seems like it's going to keep going, and I'm totally cool with that. I kind of hope this goes on for a very long time, so I'm enjoying this quite a bit. So I think I'm going to actually wrap up the episode at this point. I know you're probably curious again, as well as I am, to see what kind of crazy things we're going to get into beyond this world. Oh, no! Did I screw up the pipes? Oh, no, I thought that was flush with that bit in the middle, and maybe it was going to stop the pipe from rolling off. But if you're looking for a simple, physics-based arcade game, just kind of something irreverent and silly, I think you could do much worse than the Noserudake series. I think it's quite a bit of fun. It's maybe a little bit on the mindless side, but, you know, not every game has to be quite the same degree of an emotional work of art. I think sometimes you just want something a little silly like this, and there's no harm done at all. Oh, you know what? I might want to go for a triangular formation. Maybe that's a better way to go. That should leave me with enough room here. No? No again. Okay, well, I'll leave you guys to devise your own strategies for how you want to solve the giant pipe problem, of course, but feel free to go check out this game. The link is going to be right in the description. As always, it is totally free to play. You play it right in your browser, and they're even nice enough to give you a link to Noserudake, the original one, if you want to play that as well. So there's plenty of levels worth of physics-based stacking of strange objects on a rotating pedestal in the middle of the sky. So I like it. I think you might want to play it. I hope you like it anyway, and I hope you will also check out some of my other videos. There's lots of other stuff to explore in the description. If you want to check out my social media links, I've got my Twitter in there, I've got my Facebook page in there, and of course indie-impressions.com is the website where you can find all the other episodes neatly categorized and sorted for your perusal. Over 800 other games that I've covered in this series, so there's something for everybody, for every taste, and for every wallet, I suppose. There's actually a very extensive selection of free games. You know, I see this on Reddit all the time. People are like, hey, I'm looking for some indie games. Where can I go to find some games that are, like, sorted or categorized? And, you know, the same usual ones come up. But people don't seem to realize there's, like, 800 games I've made videos on, and even if you're not into necessarily watching all the videos, you might at least be able to sort them by genre and find something that looks interesting, even just based on the title card, or the thumbnail, rather. So, you know, there's lots of stuff to see and do. But anyway, I will leave you for another day. Thank you as always for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like on it. Hope to see you back again tomorrow. New episodes of Indie Impressions go up every single day, so I will see you back for one of those. Hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a fantastic night. Talk to you later.